Youtooz first wave of plushies was a really mixed bag. Some were really great, others were flawed, and some were... Well, anyway, with that being said, as their first attempt at FNaF plushies minus Vanny, this worked. But I'd say there's some room for improvement, would you not? But as Yootooz's second wave, technically third, but fuck shoulder riders, they would go back and give the Freddys another shot, with a few bonuses as well. I cannot believe this is how we're starting the season. Hello and welcome to Season 3 of Prize Corner, the FNaF merch review show that is starting with Yootooz's plushies for the second time in a row. Fair and balanced? And as my lovely Marionette assistant, Marionette, brings in the various Freddys, thank you, Marionette, we can just skip past the boring lore and intros and just talk
What's
about...
gonna come up with next?
Just wait for it, just wait for it. It's coming, it's coming.
What are you all doing?
Waiting to see your next gimmick.
Yeah, how are you gonna make Freddy sitting down interesting?
What?
Oh, I bet it's gonna be like a heist. Yeah, exactly. He has to steal them from the mediocre museum.
Maybe I'll host a full episode.
Or me. Oh, or maybe I'll like kidnap all the plushies and he has to negotiate their return.
What? That doesn't
No,
even make...
it's probably a season-long mini ranking.
Okay, hold on.
He already does that. The tier list. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys just...
You stupid little rep. Unless he does a season-long mini ranking featuring which item had the best ass.
What?
Yes, exactly.
It's so clear now.
All right, we got it. Get to ranking those asses, ass man.
I'm not doing any of that.
Even the ass thing?
What? Especially the ass thing.
Okay, fine. So what's the gimmick?
Nothing.
Yeah, right. You're just gonna review plushies with no little story in between? Sure, like that's even possible.
Yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. Oh no, not you too!
Ooh, good one, Marionette.
Look, I don't know where you got this idea that I need a gimmick to review merch, but it's false.
Ugh, you are so stubborn.
Wait, maybe the gimmick doesn't work if we know about it.
No! I mean, well, you got us. No gimmick after all.
Yep,
Darn!
I guess I'll head back to wherever I go when I'm not answering the iconic age-old question, but what does Artlad think?
It's gonna be so good!
$10, it's you being evil again.
Oh, you're on! You know what? 20 bucks Marionette is evil.
If you get tired of seeing Freddy standing up, well, do I have the product for you? And if you don't, then, I don't know, look away. It seems Youtooz wasn't very happy with the last Freddy plush they made and wanted to try again, this time with a new sitting variant. But before busting out the comparisons, I kind of want to judge this plush on its own. It's a really nice size. The large head fits the equally large body perfectly, both of those alongside the sitting pose, which I much prefer to the Chibi ones, who stand up instead. But aside from that, I mean, anything I could possibly say is just comparing them. So anyway, what exactly is a Chibi plushie? Like, I know I talked about this last time, but what about these two plushies makes this one Chibi and this one not? They're the same height and honestly similar widths. Is it just the head? I mean, I guess so, but the only thing I feel fits the Chibi name is the mouth doing that classic :3 thing. I genuinely have no idea. The first thing I noticed when putting these two side by side is that the color of the sitting plush is so much better. Maybe a little less accurate, but this light cartoonish brown wasn't that close either. The accent color on the Chibi is nice, and this one actually is kinda accurate, but looks weird with the dark brown. However, the color they used for his eyes is actually worse. How did this happen? It looks really dull and lifeless compared to the bright and happy. Unlike that boring, lame standing guy, this Freddy has colored soles on the bottom of his feet, something the shoulder rider forward started adding. It looks good, but nothing all that interesting. And the middle paws don't even have it anyway. What a rip. You know, I really thought this would be an easy slam dunk, but actually, it's really more pick and choose. Like, the hat is much improved. It isn't flaccid anymore, but the material they used to make it and the bow tie out of feels awful on the hands. Not really scratchy like Funko's, but rough, like this would give me a rash if I cuddled it. But once again, the material of the rest of the plushie is super soft and squishy. So, I don't know, I guess it cancels out. Especially since the Chibi one feels like a stale piece of bread to me now. Just like the hat, the nose is no longer limp. It is hard, but still fuzzy. The original Chibi Glamrock Freddy already had this, so I really don't get why Chibi Freddy didn't. Well, this certainly hurts cuddleability. It's so small that I'd actually be surprised if this bugged you more than the hat or the bow tie. I don't know, the ears and the tail have more depth? If you couldn't tell, this is an incredibly hard plushie to talk about. It's great, adorable, and much improved from the old one. But, and I say this a lot, it's just Freddy fucking Fazbear. It's a brown teddy bear with a hat! Either way, Freddy sitting down will be getting a 7 out of 10. The first rating of the season, and it's kind of disappointing. Oh well, I mentioned it briefly, but holy hell, this guy's head is squishy. I really just want to give him a stress test here. Wow.
Oh, that's it! He's gonna stress test them like a tech review channel!
Oh, no, CC, that isn't the gimmick, because there is none.
Oh, rats! I was certain I had it. I'll get you one day, Moose.
With Freddy getting a full makeover, why not call Roxy in here and give Glamrock Freddy one as well? Bro, sit down. So rude. The Glamrock Freddy sitting plushie is, holy shit, I can't hide it for even a second. This guy is obviously a trillion times better. In fact, looking at this updated bear makes the original look even worse to me. I was way too nice back then. Yes, the streets really hardened me.
The streets? You mean Balloon Circus?
Yes.
You need to get out more, man.
This awful, disgusting, full-body printed neon orange is a thing of the past, as it's all just different material now. Thank fuck! He still does have some printing, and by some I just mean the lightning bolt, but even that got a major quality upgrade. Look at this, dude! In general, the colors just look better. I don't even like orange, but he just looks so inviting and bright and happy. I love it. This guy, on the other hand, so much here is better that I should just rapid fire through. The thick black outline around his mouth is gone, a lot more natural looking. The hat is updated just like his older brother. It even has a real blue ribbon around it. Yes! No more crusty blue line! His toes are sewn in just like every other plushie in that first wave. And the red line is also its own color. Nice. And most importantly, his stupid fucking armbands don't just fall off every 5 seconds. Hooray! They still can come off, but as they stay on nice and snug, this is only really a good thing. Why did I not hate this plush before? I mean, I haven't even got into the stuff that the old one did good. Look at those beautiful eyes. And since the head is bigger, they actually have room to breathe now. I really like how his shoulder pads rest above his sitting arms. It looks really adorable and kind of funny. If I had to complain about anything, his bow tie is the same as Freddy's. So there, one downgrade. But everything else is just outstanding. Especially for a character whose design I don't really care about. Don't get me wrong, I love his character, but Freddy's have always just been a tad boring. You know, it's hard to say I love it this much if this ugly, loved and played with for 30 years looking ass wasn't here. But I'm not gonna think about it too much, because Glamrock Freddy's sitting plush is delightful to me in this moment. 8 out of 10. Definitely better than not only the original, but classic Freddy as well. Honestly, I hate this old one so much, I'm gonna move him down on the tier list from a 6 to a 4. At least classic Freddy doesn't make my eyes hurt. Now that we're done with the remake plushies, which seems to be the only theming tying this wave together, let's talk about the new characters. The first being another Freddy, Toy Freddy. Here's a fun fact about me. Toy Freddy sucks, dude. Further proof that a bigger head would make Toy Freddy 10 times better. Why is he orange? All of those things suck on Toy Freddy, so snaps Toy Freddy, unfortunately. Definitely not Toy Freddy. I fucking hate Toy Freddy.
He's fat.
He's not even an epic gamer. You know, I'm not really a huge Toy Freddy guy. And this plush hardly even looks like him, so let's go more objective. I don't like this plush either. Put Toy Freddy next to Glamrock Freddy and you'll see the problem. I'm not saying this isn't how it should be. I'm saying I hate it. It looks like the old Glamrock Freddy, just too bright. Which honestly goes for Toy Freddy in the games as well, so good job. Now, he isn't quite a sitting plush. I mean, he is called one, but he isn't doing the signature pose. If I had to guess, this is because they didn't want to distract from his buttons. Glamrock Freddy has half of his lightning bolt hidden away. As we got 2 plushies of him, I think they should have made this one the regular sitting plush, and then the other one could stay the same. I'm not sure why they didn't do this, to be honest, but oh well. I guess I'm just bitter since they don't really do that adorable pose anymore, and this was the beginning of the end. The buttons are stitched, so they look quite nice. In fact, he doesn't have a single printed detail on his whole body. He has the same problem with his eyes that classic Freddy had. And with the colors being so ridiculously bright, it is even worse. Like, this is kinda sad. Someone replace his batteries already. But thankfully, his bright rosy cheeks help to add a little bit more color, even if they are a bit too bright, making them really blend in with the orange. Obviously, he has the same hat and bow tie as the others, but his ribbon is red. I've had problems with this ribbon on the Sun and Moon plushie before, but so far, this is pretty solid. And it looks amazing. Best way I've seen this detail handled, hands down. His expression is really weird. I guess it's supposed to be like a toothy smile, but it kind of just looks like he has a marshmallow stuffed between his chubby bear cheeks. But honestly, it could have been worse. I guess it fits him. Okay, that's all I have. I could technically go on, but as we still have another almost identical yet much better plushie of him to go, I'll pass. 5 out of 10. I know I say this all the time, it's kind of becoming my catchphrase, but this isn't a bad plush. It's just a really boring one. It's literally just a Freddy that's hard to look at, who kind of doesn't even look how he does in the original games. Nothing original, nothing outstanding, and not one unique feature to his name. If only he was like, holding something, or had a fun expression. Huh. Why did they make both of these? This is basically the same exact plushie, but he has a tablet in his hands. Why the hell does this one even exist? It was like they made this really fun and creative plush and was like, but what if a fan got mad that he wasn't boring enough? That is why he got the score that he did. There is no reason for this plush to exist when this one, with only a few new additions, is a billion times better. The angry eyebrows and adorable frowning face are just so amazing, and the way his arms curl up to hold the tablet, it's all just so well done. Especially for a plush of a character who has absolutely nothing going on. Why can't you do this to a good animatronic? The main feature of this plushie is, obviously, the tablet. It's just a gray rectangle with a soft piece of foam on the inside, but it works. It doesn't keep its shape very well, but it isn't hard to fix. On the front is a little embroidered camera and the name Mr. Hugs, indicating what game he's playing. I guess Mr. Hugs got his own console. I wonder if Five Nights at Mr. Hugs is big in the FNaF universe. Would you believe me if I said this was the only merch Trash in the Gang has ever gotten? Well, it's true! Youtooz, please, you could do the funniest thing ever. Please make a set of Trash in the Gang monitor buddies, it would be so cool. The side actually facing Toy Freddy is blank. And yeah, that makes sense, but I'm still mad they didn't put an Easter egg or something on here. Because of the monitor in the way, he actually doesn't have buttons, which is really weird. Like, I get it if the top was attached to the chest like the bottom is, but no, you can just peek in there and both sides are blank. Seems pretty lazy. Yeah, there's nothing else to really comment on. Everything here is the exact same. Don't get my tone wrong. This is a much better plush. And while it's still Toy Freddy, the sheer creativity on display here has to be applauded. 8 out of 10. It's a tad better than Glamrock Freddy, but at least the plush that one was similar to was from a year ago and not a second ago.
So what I'm hearing is that the plush with a gimmick is better than the one without.
Do you know what the next plush I'm reviewing is?
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna ignore that and pretend my point still stands. Anyway, have you heard of Hex?
What?
Yeah, Hex. They make really amazing plushies, the best we've ever gotten. And they have this really cool gimmick, just like your videos.
Yeah, I know what Hex is. Why are you telling me this?
You should review that instead.
Oh, well, I can't. I don't have a full set of anything. Each plush is like $80. I just can't afford that. Sorry, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, didn't stop me with mystery minis, but yeah, sure, whatever. Just ignore all my ideas. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Golden Freddy.
Wait. What the hell did you do to it? Are those teeth marks?
It wasn't me, I swear.
Sure, buddy. Then who was it?
You! This plush is made out of this strange, shiny, vinyl-like material. And of all the plushies in my giant pile, this is the one Butter decided she wanted to play with. The only one that can show the lasting damage. Luckily, she's grown out of this phase of messing with all my shit, and she respects my space a lot more now. But still, this sucks. Now I have to keep him locked in this Foxy prison for the rest of his life. Oh, would you look at that? She also cheated my Foxy statue. Cool. That wasn't worth anything. This guy is actually still available on the website, so I could buy a replacement if I really wanted to. This plush is a piece of shit. The material is absolutely disgusting. It feels like I left it sit in oil for a year. It may look like those shitty Arcade Mayhem Funko plushies, but those are still made of felt. This feels like rubber. And that's not even mentioning how it was used to pull off this golden shiny look. And I'm sorry, but why did everyone have a problem with Gold Chrome Freddy being the only Golden Freddy figure released, but not one single person cared that this would be the only Golden Freddy plush we ever got? Like, seriously, they haven't even hinted that we might get a normal Fredbear. But don't worry, we've gotten about 4 Spring Bonnies, so it's all good.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have been busy that day. Hey, I thought they did make another Golden Freddy.
Oh, they did. It was a shoulder rider using the same material. Youtooz, why? How can you make the coolest, most accurate Golden Freddy figure of all time, and then this is the plush? I mean, that isn't even it. How is this Golden Freddy, like, aside from him being golden? He has none of his features. His eyes, white. Since when does Golden Freddy have white eyes? They are almost always depicted as empty sockets. But maybe he's based on FNaF World, I don't know. Oh, but that's super unlikely since they made him a Chibi plush. You literally have a type of plush called Sitting Plush. Why would you not use it for Golden Freddy? This plush might have actually been cool if those eyes were all black. I could see it being kind of creepy, but nope, that's only for the figures. Not like it would even matter since they gave him the biggest open mouth smile I've ever seen. Like, I can't even yell anymore. I'm not even surprised. I know they all have happy faces, but how hard would it have really been to just give him a frown or a straight face? Oh, what's that? Oh, one plush ago, they gave someone a face that wasn't happy? Youtooz, you have no excuse. The darks of the eyes aren't even soft, it's stitched on. Did they want all of this stupid plush to give you hives? He does have a regular bow tie and hat, but it isn't a good thing when I have to praise them for using those materials. There is genuinely not one thing I like about this plush. The only thing that could have been good, the colors, are awful because this stupid gold plastic. He looks nothing like Golden Freddy in any way. Not even one way. 0 out of 10. Yeah, in episode 1. I'm sorry to say, but this is not a Golden Freddy plush. This is a gold chrome Freddy plush. And you know what? If they just called it that, I would be a lot less mad. Hopefully we can cover something a little better after ripping apart the absolute worst Youtooz plush. I'm never getting a break, am I? Next up is, oh god, Marionette, what happened to you? You're so squished. Oh god, I'm so Wait, if you're here, then who's this guy? Oh, well, it's the next review, of course. You might want to cover your non-existent ears, buddy. How about the obvious? What is the theme of this wave? Like, I thought it was a bunch of Freddys. Why is Marionette here? And why are those next two here especially? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what the hell do I name this video? Freddy and the other one's plush wave? Oh yeah, I definitely click on that one. His head shape is all wrong. I genuinely want to meet the Youtooz designer who looked at Marionette and said, yep, trapezoid head. It looks really unsettling and not in a good way. Marionette is a very hard character to capture correctly. That's why it's only happened perfectly like twice. And the Chibi Youtooz style just doesn't fit in the slightest. He looks way too small, especially in the arms and legs. I don't think they're awful, but a character like this needs a fully unique body, which I'm happy to say Youtooz has gone back and corrected. This new plush is much better. Huh? Oh, it changes the one thing I actually liked about the original? Oh. Got it. Ignoring the shape, the face is actually really well done. Nothing is printed, thank God. And the sewn in details are outstanding. Look at those vibrant purple tear tracks. Lovely. I think the mouth is great too. Could have been a little taller, but I get it. And the eyes might be my favorite use of the Youtooz eyes ever. They look amazing! The puppet has empty sockets, just like Golden Freddy. And instead of making them super wide and plopping annoying out-of-character white eyes on them, well, at least not yet, they just shaped his already weirdly shaped sockets to fit the eyes. That is so damn creative. I'm sure everyone else prefers the new Marionette eye design to this one, but Marionette only had pupils one time ever in his jump scare. Okay, and FNaF World. 2 times ever. This just feels completely wrong and doesn't fit the Marionette to me, but this really does.
Oh, I'm so glad there's not printing on this thing. And even though those eyes are creepy as hell, the lack of printing makes this thing not bad. Decent Youtooz plush.
Oh, you poor naive thing. If we move down to the body... Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Instead of just making the body black, they made the arms and legs white and then broke the one rule with printing things and printed black on white. So now he looks completely horribly disgusting. And I absolutely hate looking at him. Oh, but don't worry guys, the torso and the back of the head isn't printed. No, of course not. That was just made entirely gray. Gray? What the fuck happened here? Did they lose all their black fabric? Is that why all the bow ties and top hats were gray too? It looks abysmal, especially in half-decent lighting next to the other printed parts. Who the fuck approved this? The buttons look great, sure, but who the hell cares when the rest of him looks like some kind of shitty penguin? He is so awful, even the stuffing on the back of his head is trying to get out. Now, next to Golden Freddy, this is a masterpiece. but I can't help but hate this thing when literally one thing about it isn't bad. Like I said earlier, Youtooz would eventually come back and correct their mistakes here, similar to what they did with the first 2 plushies of this video, but eventually is not now. And I believe the Youtooz Marionette Chibi plush is a 2 out of 10. I was hesitant and almost gave him a 3, but after really looking at that awful print job, yeah, I just can't do it. But I know I can be a little biased. I mean, the one thing I like here isn't even accurate. So why don't we ask the iconic age-old question, but what does Artlad think, and see a different side of the story?
Well, I love the Marionette. He could never make me very upset, so I sing about how he blew my...
Whoa, what are you doing?
I've been brainstorming while you were reviewing, and I thought we could do a musical as a gimmick. You probably couldn't tell, but I'm a bit of a theater kid.
No.
Please, I worked all night on it.
But you just said you came up with it today.
Okay, maybe I wrote it in 10 minutes.
Just do the normal review, please. Last season was way too crazy. I just want one video that doesn't go out of control with some ridiculous side review.
Did someone say side review?
No! Artlad, talk about the stupid Marionette plushie. No, not you, Marionette, the trapezoid one. Ugh.
So I'm singing about how he blew my...
Woo! Yeah!
Okay, yeah, that's all I wrote. Anyway, so basically, I love all the pieces of licensed Marionette merch. I think they're all super cute in their own ways. Yes, especially you, little buddy. With the Youtooz plush, I really like that almost all of his details are stitched in. Like his buttons and around his eyes and cheeks. It makes the plush pop and it gives it really good dimension. Speaking of cheeks, I adore his big chubby cheeks. He looks so happy and sweet, I want to squeeze him. I like how they did his limbs. He's got little fingers, and he's got these stubby little legs that I think suit this version of the Marionette really well. The only problem I really have with this plush that I think takes away from it is the print on fabric. In this guy's case, it looks pretty bad, unfortunately. That all being said, I'll be giving the Youtooz Marionette an 8 out of 10.
Not really sure how to introduce this one. I guess Youtooz wanted this to be a Freddy and random humanoid animatronic wave, because the last 2 plushies for today are the daycare attendant from Security Breach. And why the fuck are they shoulder riders? Being the first we've seen of the daycare attendant since that original outstanding collector's edition plush, this could be pretty exciting. But okay, so here's a hot take. I am incredibly sick of the daycare attendant. Sun was only in Security Breach for a few minutes, and Moon was technically more important, but never really did much after kidnapping Freddy, and is overall just much less appealing. Sun had an adorable personality and a creative design, and Moon... So I was really hoping that they would come back in some way, so that they could shine more. Yes, pun intended. And of course, I got just what I wanted when they became Eclipse and Ruin. Okay, I'm happy now. Let's move on and make some new character. Oh, okay, so they're also in Help Wanted 2. All 3 versions of him. Oh, sorry, my mistake. All 4 versions of him. And he has 4 dedicated minigames. And he's in Log Ride. And at Bonnie Bowl, and he's in the fucking ending for no reason at all. And he was a large part of 3 Tales from the Pizzaplex stories and the PAX event, and so much goddamn merch. Make another character, I'm begging you! 8 Funko plushies, 2 pops, 3 figures, weird water keychain blind boxes, and even more with Youtooz with pin plushies, shoulder riders, night lights, figures, same figures but bigger. Enough! Okay, I got it! I've had enough! Now, how exactly have these 2 random, non-important characters become this huge? Like, yes, Sun is cute and funny, but so is Chica. So why didn't we get 1,000 Chica plushes with no changes whatsoever? With horrible printing all over it. I know this is a hot take, but please do not bring the daycare attendant back again. He's hardly done a single interesting thing, but I'm okay with that if it means I don't have to buy any more Youtooz re-releases.
Oh, the gimmick is terrible, incorrect opinions. I get it now. Oh, wait, no, that's every episode.
Yes, I'm a hack, I get it. Either way, these 20 different Youtooz items aren't gonna review themselves, unfortunately. After making one of the best and most creative FNaF plushies of all time with the Sun and Moon flipping plush, Youtooz decided to take 20 steps back and then 2 steps forward, skipping the regular re-releases and just making the shoulder riders instead. It's hard to make something perfect after you just peaked, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt and start with Sun, shoulder rider, in the Freddy merch wave.
Oh, does that mean we're going outside as the gimmick?
It's like 10 degrees outside!
Celsius?
Before getting to the important stuff, this shoulder rider pad is much better than before. A lot less of a chance that it'll just fall off your shoulder, which is nice. Anyway, the way I judged these things last time was I took a look at 3 aspects of what makes a shoulder rider good, and go off that. Those being, how it's compared to the bigger counterpart, but as we haven't seen those plushies yet, that doesn't really apply here, how they'd work as a cosplay, and if I'd be embarrassed using it for its one true use. But here's something I didn't even consider. Does it even work as a shoulder rider? Because of his giant bulbous head, Sun will never sit at attention. He's designed so weird, and with the regular shoulder riders flopping already, this one is taking a damn nap. So as a shoulder rider, it fails spectacularly. And do you really think I would want to be seen in public with this? I mean, let's call it what it is. A gremlin on my person? No! Not to mention the bells are real, which is cool on a regular plush, but not a faux article of clothing. I can't wear this to a funeral. Even worse is that these bells and ribbons are so fragile. I have a damn handful of these loose lost bells from other daycare attendant plushies. But for some reason, these two have not dropped theirs yet. But I doubt it's anything they did, since the Chibi riders didn't retain this trait.
Whoa! Holy shit, literally in the video where I'm like, oh, well, it hasn't happened yet. The moon loses one of his bells. These stupid things give me more and more to hate about the second.
So with you carrying these plushies around town, it leads to even more situations where you can lose these little details, this time for good. The one thing I can give this as a rider of the shoulder variety, I can see this being not so bad for a daycare attendant themed cosplay. Whoever you dress up as, you can have their opposite sitting on your shoulder. That's pretty smart. But enough about all that nonsense. This isn't a variant. No, this is the original. So we can't just gloss over the details. So, how does the actual plush look as a plush? One thing I actually like about shoulder riders is that they give the designers a chance to fix the problems with the originals, mainly the printing. The Circus Baby one is streets ahead of the original because none of this is printing. But as the original, it didn't have anything to fix, meaning no. No, dude, no! In the plush wave all about going back and getting rid of shitty printing, how did Marionette and the daycare attendant both come with some of the worst printing I've ever seen on a plushie? It's all printed. All of it. I'm not even being dramatic. His face, back of his head, sun rays, arms and legs, clothes and shoes, buttons and ruffles, and it is all printed on fucking white. And oh my god, is it obvious. They didn't even try to hide it. Are you kidding me? I mean, let's take it a step further. The moons on his shoes, a part that actually makes sense to print, is just missing. Back to the buttons and ruffles, these are black for some reason, which looks so horribly contrasting. And his ankle ruffles just make him look like he's wearing pajamas. The only parts of this whole plush that are something other than printed are the bells and ribbons, which do look amazing. But like I said, they are really easy to lose. And even then, half of the ribbon is actually printed on, so that's not even true. But at least we have the eyes and mouth. They use stitching to outline those details, but right next to it, they just printed this outline. Holy shit, are they even trying? This is ridiculously, obviously bad. The eyes look good, but unfortunately, the Youtooz moons look a lot less good on Sun than Marionette. They don't help him look any more like the character, so overall, not good. But I really can't complain about the mouth. Other than his horrible maroons and tans that hurt my eyes to look at, what else sucks here? Well, how about the fact that this doesn't look anything like Sun? I hate to be that guy, but this looks like a bootleg. From the egg-shaped head to the double chin making him look like a Bob's Burgers character, and the nose being so flat and the outline being so shit that my brain doesn't even recognize it as part of his face, leading to him looking like a very flat Easter egg with eyes. To the retractable sunrays being as fat as ever, just looking like a single mass of puffy anime hair, just loosely placed on his head. To his back lacking every single interesting detail like the gray circuit board and the pull string so he can fly. Yeah, you're right, Youtooz, that does sound too hard. Better just ignore it entirely. I'm sorry, but this is the most half-assed plush we've seen yet. At least Funko Chico was unique. I'm giving him a 3 out of 10. Youtooz Sun strikes me as a plush that they wanted to make people think was detailed. You know, trick them into applauding, wow, what a well-made official plushie. But it just falls flat in its egg-shaped face on all levels possible, leading to it being much more fitting next to that one Cassie bootleg than anything made by Youtooz. And with the last plush of the wave basically being a recolor, I have nothing to add to this intro. Yeah, I have a lot less to say about Moon since well, they're the same character, so a lot of their flaws carry over. And while I like Sun a lot more as a character, Moon has the superior design. So let's speed through this. It doesn't sit upright, good for a Sun cosplay. I would be very embarrassed wearing this on prom night. Onto the design. I like Moon's color scheme. I mean, I would if it wasn't all printed on, but still, the dark blue is way more appealing than piss yellow and throw up tan. There's also a lot more of it because of how Moon's body works, which leads to his back being a tad more interesting, but still, no fun details so. And while the leftover red is on the original model, it looks so distracting. Could you at least have made it a tad darker so it blended in a tiny bit better? Especially with the ribbons. Those are particularly bright. His face is much better than Sun's. The red eyes just look a lot more interesting, and without the rays, it makes him a lot more round, especially with that hat covering his forehead. The mouth is also half blue as well, which is a great design choice that is yet another reason he stands out. Okay, back to the hat. I love his silly little hat. That is what the flip plush was missing. A good hat. This thing doesn't always look good. I mean, without the race, his head looks very small. But the floppy nightcap is really cute. Even having a little bell on the end, that is amazing. Okay, I'm being way too positive. Back to the printing. Even though the dark blue makes the face look less bad, the dark colors only make the crescent moon harder to make out, leading to a similar case of flat face, which I want to reiterate was not a problem on the previous plush because the lines in his face were embroidered. It's also very weird that their faces are different shapes. They're supposed to be the same character. Why shape the moon to look worse? The color goes behind his cap and you can peek at it, but that only makes the illusion worse, so let's put that back on. Okay, this one is baffling. They combined his swoopy eyelash with the swirl on his head. I'm really confused how that one even happened. Did they think they were the same thing? Moon is obviously better than Sun, but better is a loose term when both of them make me feel sick when I look at them for too long. And if sick is what you get observing them, why the fuck would I wear them on my shoulders? In public, in the bright sun, so everyone can see their crappy prints. 4 out of 10. These are embarrassing as a first attempt at Sun and Moon, but since that's what they are, I kinda understand. I mean, Glamrock Freddy's first try was kinda ass too, but oh yeah, this wasn't their first try. It was their second. The only thing we can really do is hope their next attempt is a little better. Yeah, maybe their next 20 will actually look like them. And that was the Youtooz Wave 3 plushies. There is no gimmick!
No, I think it's coming.
Any second now.
Why would I wait till after the last review to give the video a gimmick?
Could be a bonus ranking. Who knows?
I knows. And the answer is no.
Wait, really?
Yes! I've only been saying it all episode.
No, it can't be. My bestie is washed.
Might need to rethink this marriage.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, that was the...
Wait, I think I get it now. The gimmick was the fact that there was no gimmick all along.
Ooh.
What? No!
Think about it. Every episode has a gimmick, but this one doesn't. And that is the gimmick.
It's so clear.
Stop it! Stop! This is a falsity!
That's why we kept chiming in with a silly story about a lack of quirkiness. That was the plan all along. Wow, you really had me going there, Weegee.
Oh, come on. That wasn't even Oh, shit. That is what happened, isn't it?
And the balance has been restored. See you next time, pal. Oh, man, that Hex video better have an epic gimmick, or I swear I'll have to make one myself.
Yeah, this was a classic. Oh, and the reviews happened? Good job.
I better come up with a gimmick for next month. Yes, Marionette, you can be part of the plot too. And that was the Youtooz Wave 3 plushies featuring Freddy, Marionette, and the daycare attendant. How do I say this? Half of the wave was cool but recycled ideas, and the other half was bad. But I don't hate this wave. Later filler plush waves will become a lot lazier somehow, just making the classics over and over again. Or just this wave again, but they're all shoulder riders down. That's a real thing they did. And while this set is annoying and kinda stupid, the weirder picks, no matter the quality, is just kinda refreshing in general. 4 out of 10. Look, man, I've seen a lot worse, but obviously, I've also seen way better. Thank you all for watching the season premiere. I know this was a weird set to start with, but as I'm doing everything in order, I don't really have control of that. Either way, I feel I did my best to create a fun and detailed review of these very unworthy plushies. And succeeded, if I do say so myself. I have a lot of fun things planned this season, so if this wasn't your thing, please stick around. I promise that something this year will interest you. I'll see you in the next video where I cover the most underappreciated merch wave of all time. One I have literally never seen someone talk about before. See you all on the flip side. Guys, you gotta help me, please! What is wrong, oh brother of mine? I accidentally sat down, and I'm stuck like this. I don't want to sit, please!
It is so much fun. I cloned myself so I can do it twice.
I've been sitting my whole life. I've been a coward. Every second of every day, I thought that's all I would be, but no longer. I will not sit when others are forced to stand. I will stand for what I believe. Hello? I need help here. Oh God, am I gonna need a wheelchair? Our restaurant is not handicap accessible. Just calm down. I can get you out of this. But first, we need to head to the Pizzaplex. Parts and service will be able to save you. Luckily, I am still standing, so I will be able to... Oh no. This is not good. Ah, your head got fat!
What? Do I still have darts in my face?
Whether sitting or standing, I think we can all agree. Thank the ready above, we are shoulder riders.
That is a good one. Just an immense amount of pain.
That's it!
Ah, why me?